Hear it, and see it when you want it. On demand, audio and video at 630wpro.com.
As you could tell from that video, there's no taking a veteran out of their family. And the most successful returns are veterans who are embraced and supported by their family. That's not always easy for a family to do when they've been through as much as they've been through. So I just want to thank you, because in a sense you've served your country with the sacrifices, losing your loved one to go overseas on repeated tours of duty, over and over again, raising your families alone. That's a sacrifice. And we all owe it to you to keep in mind that you are our priority population. And if we're not doing more for our veterans, then who else can we do it for? So I want to thank the governor for convening today, and General McBride, thank you for your leadership. And it's an honor to have Pam Hyde come here. And as we talked to Lieutenant Governor earlier, when our veterans who ultimately do get jobs, and I understand that's the real challenge, we've got to make sure our veterans do not suffer from twice the unemployment rate as the average person. When they do get jobs and they're provided care by their employer, what we're interested in doing is making sure they don't get denied health care, because the wound that they're seeking to be cared for is still referred to as an invisible wound. And all the neuroscientists can tell you there's nothing invisible about trauma. It affects the neurobiology of the brain. There's nothing invisible about traumatic brain injury. We can see it today. And I only wish we could give Purple Hearts as an acknowledgement that this is a legitimate wound, a physical wound, not psychological, physiological. And I think all of us would acknowledge that the biggest challenge we have in delivering to care for our service men and women is stigma. It's the insult to injury that we place on a veteran by making them feel like they're less deserving because their injury is manifested in behavior. And by the way, behavior is a symptom of a physical wound, because that's the way the brain works. If it were dementia, we treat it neurologically, but because it's behavior, equally as a result of a neurobiological change in the brain, we treat it as behavioral, as if someone has the choice. If someone has the choice to act out in ways that are self-destructive, when in all they're trying to do is seek relief from the injuries that they've suffered from. So I hope to hear from all of you. I've talked way too long already, and I thank you for your patience and for all being here today.